Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Creek's up. It's not raining yet, but we are supposed to get some more rain. It has been a very wet last several days. Let me swing the camera around. You can see the, I can step down in here. There's some of the creek there, really flowing. And then if I pan you around, of course, there's that part. And where I'm standing is right where two creeks meet. And this is the little one. So it's you know, this one never flows a whole lot unless it's like a flash flooding, but it's all moving really good. Got quite a bit of water in. This thing in Texas is it's crazy, and I still don't know what to think about it, because a large portion of me, that red-blooded patriotic American in me, wants to say, you know, heck yeah, let's go secure the border and let's fight the feds. The other part of me it has a lot of questions, as in, you know, for instance, if we're trying to secure the Texas border, if that's what they're trying to do, why are they only worried about one part of it, like one little bitty area? Why not the whole thing? Why is the fight just there? It's making it sound like that that they're stopping the illegals pouring across the border, and they're not. They're just going to many other places all along the Texas border, and then of course in other places, you know, Arizona and stuff like that. So there's a lot of questions. Apparently Texas is calling up any volunteers, anyone that wants to go down there, and I've seen reports of potentially thousands and thousands of Americans headed down to Texas to help secure the border. So that's interesting. I haven't quite determined where my personal analysis is. And it like I said, as much as I want to be excited about this and say, hey, well, you know, American people are finally doing something, and they're sticking it to the feds, and the states are finally lining up, and if it possibly causes a civil war, that's bad, but you know, at least maybe we can retain some of this. But there's a part of me that's saying that something doesn't smell right, and I'm not quite sure yet why. I do want to remind you, and I'm not trying to be pushy or obnoxious or anything like that, because I despise asking for things. You can talk to my wife about that. She gets irritated at me all the time because I don't ask for things. I either do it or I do without. But we're still doing our fundraiser for that fire station that we're rebuilding, and opening it up for the community around us, and we'll be manning it. Our emergency response team, we are now officially attached to the local fire department. I spoke last night with the county sheriff, and that conversation went excellent. And so we plan on having more meetings in the future. So the goal with our group, our emergency response team that we're doing, is not to just stay within this fire district that we're at, but to spread out throughout the county and throughout the region, to where we can offer our services elsewhere. But this fire station that we have been allowed to take over needs a lot of work. We've raised, I think, $1,400, and that is amazing. We're very thankful for all of you that has given, but if there's anyone else out there that can still help out a little bit, it takes a lot. I mean, the thing's been shut up for years. It's had some water damage, pipes were busted, and there was some rodent damage in the building. So we've been ripping all that out, cleaning it out, and trying to procure the new materials to rebuild it and make it nice. Anyways, and there is a link in the description and a link in the pinned comment below if you feel led to help out. So back to this Texas thing. I'll be honest, I know that I'm probably in the minority in this one. And I'm not saying for those of you that feel otherwise that it's just 100% yes, you know, let's drive into this, let's get this done, let's get down there, let's secure the border, let's show the world and the feds and the Biden and all that kind of stuff that we can do this and that they're wrong, and let's have a standoff, and maybe one way or the other something good will happen out of this. I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying that I disagree with you. Again, I'm just saying that something doesn't smell right about this. And it's almost like it's a setup, okay? That's what I'm getting, this feeling that it's a setup, that it's for political gain for one thing, and that it's also to get folks like you and I in one place and out in the open, and the light shined on us to further their message. If you look over the last couple of years, the real big message from the left, from the Biden administration, the Democrats, the woke left, all that kind of stuff, is that, kind of like, remember the Alamo, remember January 6th, how bad it is. and it's part of the steps in genocide, where you have to demonize and segregate this part of the society and get the rest of the world, rest of the country, hating them and not associating with them, and convincing them that they're bad people, and that they need to be imprisoned, and then on up to the point that they just need to be done away with. And this feels to me like this is a little psyop part of that kind of plan, to make it look bad, even though I understand that right now national polling is very much in favor of shutting down the border. If there was something to happen that kind of went wrong, and I'm not talking a fight between the Texas National Guard and the Border Patrol, I'm talking about something went wrong, that the optics were bad with the illegals pouring across the border, because they're gonna be there, the cameras, just like there was a few weeks ago. I think a couple of people drowned down there. Something like that happens, but on a bigger scale, they're definitely going to capture that on video, and everyone's going to watch it. And I don't know, there's just something off about it. I could be wrong over the next days and weeks. It may prove that I'm incorrect in this. It also could prove that nothing really happens out of this, that it does kind of get worked out, and I don't know. But I think that we should be cautious in the sense that, because either way, whether I'm right or wrong, the situation has become very tense, and you add to that with what's going on in other countries with potential war. I mean, war, not potential, a war already in the Middle East. It's just not a big wide-scale declared one, but it's definitely happening. And then, of course, Europe is very rapidly getting itself ready for war, because they're very open about it. They're talking about it. They're telling their citizens they need to have a citizen army. They're telling them to prep up and stock up on water and batteries and radios and all this kind of stuff. So that's happening. And then, of course, there's this threat from China, and it would fit a narrative, if there is one, of the opposition to the United States, those folks that want to destroy the United States from the outside. It would fit their objectives really well if America started to fall apart and rip apart and have some skirmishes, or even a full-on civil war, that we were, not able to handle things on our own internal affairs. It would make us look really weak, and it would be a perfect opportunity for some type of foreign attack, whether it's through direct invasion or just, sleeper cells activated. So without sounding too doom and gloom, I don't really see any amazing greatness in all of this situation. Unless we're just able to put enough pressure on the Biden administration that they come in and shut down the border. I don't think that that's likely to happen. Or if they just back off and let the Texas actually secure its border, I don't think that that's likely to happen. I think that I think there's probably some other things that's going to happen. I just don't know exactly what. And regardless, it doesn't look good. The whole, again, remember many times I've said this, the big picture, that big mural on the wall, the further you step back from it, the bigger the picture that you see. Right now with this Texas, that's just one part of that mural. And I'm very convinced that there's a much bigger picture going on. And when you look at all of it globally, none of it looks good. Debt's continually rapidly increasing. The economies keeps getting worse. The banking is looking bad. The big banks now are losing lots of money. The Federal Reserve showed a a loss. And the Federal Reserve, I believe, and I could be incorrect in this, I don't believe that the Federal Reserve has shown a loss on its books since like the Great Depression era. And then it's the same thing's happening in Europe. European Central Bank is warning of bank runs and all this kind of stuff. So banking's not doing good. The dollar's not doing good. Just the social structure and everything here in the United States. It's really becoming just so much animosity and tension amongst everyone. Global stuff, and then now this Texas stuff. And it's just a word of caution that we need to be serious about this. We need to be serious about what we are doing, okay? You need to make sure that you are actively gathering your supplies, getting your house in order, going over and checking food. Do you really have enough? Have you let the supplies drop just a little bit? Do you need to do some resupplying? Tools, things that you need. It's winter time, yes, but spring's right around the corner. How much food are you going to produce? I know so many people that are these ardent preppers, and they're really focused on, guns and ammo, or they're focused on the cool vehicle, and there's nothing wrong with those per se, but then you talk to them about food production, and they're not doing anything. They're hardly even have a garden or anything. That's not sustainable, folks. Societies aren't just warriors, okay? I know there's these things called warrior societies, but look at a good one for as an example is the samurai. Yes, amazing, strong, fierce warriors, but they themselves and the society that supported them grew lots of food, was very self-sufficient, made their stuff. They did more than just learn to fight. They did all kinds of other things that kept their society going. And we've got to be producing food. We've got to, know how to preserve that food. We have to know how to do things on our own, at least as a contingency. You might still be connected to the electric grid, but are you capable of being disconnected and surviving? Are you capable of making things, fixing things, heating your home on your own, maybe through firewood or something like that? Medical stuff. Do you know how to take care of medical stuff? And I'm not just talking about slapping a tourniquet on something. I mean, my 10-year-olds know how to do that. I'm talking about taking care of actual medical needs and learning how to manufacture medicines, natural medicines. Do you know how to do that? Treating illnesses, things that will in fact happen. This is the kind of stuff we really need to be digging into right now, because with everything that's happening, it's this big, huge, full spectrum attack, it seems like, with a purpose. We know this, for this, this reset, this, new normal, all that kind of stuff. We need to have our A game going on, right? We need to know that we are really pushing hard to get fully prepared in every possible way that we can. That's why I say so often, preparing mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's got to be this holistic approach to preparedness. It can't just be, well, I've got a bunch of bags of rice and I've got some cases of ammo, I'm good. It really needs to be a very holistic approach. And that's where we need to be right now, in a very, very serious way, when you look at all the stuff that's going on. There could be some political wins still in the future. Hopefully there is. But I think the overall future doesn't look too good right now. And I think we've got a lot of hard times ahead of us, and we really need to be getting ready for those, folks. I'll say it again, get your houses in order, prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.